So, Mr. Nogami basically confirmed my OCs as canon. Let me explain. And disclaimer, while he did not explicitly state my characters were canon, I had a wild and one of a kind unique experience that no one else will have, so I'm sharing this story with all of you. Back in 2017, there was E3, and they were showcasing Splatoon 2 for the Nintendo Switch. It was the Invitational where all of the top players from the world came around, and they battled it out for top player. I was there with a friend who was working with, I believe it was Ink TV, and they basically helped me get around, and I got to hang out with the teams themselves, and it was really cool. Just getting to do that with the teams where like not a lot of people would. We went for Korean barbecue. I distinctly remember walking downtown in LA with everybody and we were talking. I remember, I think I was sitting next to Ladia's and her mom, and we were talking about whatever. And I think we talked about my Decoden phone I had made at the time. It was my phone case. Anyways, so I was there, and I was the only person in cosplay who was not like put up to the task by like executives. Like you know how there's like I guess for lack of better words, booth babes where they dress up in promotional costumes for the games or whatever they were showcasing. I was literally the only person there in full cosplay. People had hats. I met a couple YouTubers that had like Yoshi hats and things, but no one was decked out to the nines like I was. So I was dressed up as Vincent, my Inkling character boy. And I remember, I think it was probably after the matches or some intermission area, I'm not quite sure, but after all the teams had gathered and they were doing photos and stuff, off to the side is Mr. Nogami and Bill, the translator. And they were talking, and I remember I was so excited because I was like, oh my gosh, that's Mr. Nogami. So I frantically took a photo of them while they were talking. And this was maybe like 30 seconds or so, not even, before they turned around. And Mr. Nogami himself, he saw me. And he looks at me from head to toe, and he gives me the biggest smile, and he nods his head, and then he goes back to talking with with Bill. And I remember I was like so giddy and excited. Like, he saw my face; it was all lit up, and I was like, ah, because I was just so excited that that happened. Um, that is basically him confirming that Vincent and my characters are canon because he gave me an approving nod and a smile, and nobody else is gonna get that but me. So I have direct contact with Splatoon God himself. That same weekend, I also met Charles Martinet, and I got a photo with him. And I also bowled over Reggie not once, but twice. And I have witnesses for that event too. I think it was day 3, and I was looking for my friend, and we were going to meet up at the Splatoon line. So I was texting them, and I was on my phone and head down walking. And I remember I quickly like brushed arms with these dudes, like trying to get past them. I was looking for my friend, and I was like in the back of the space where the Splatoon 2 lineup was. And when I looked up, I finally found my friend, and like the entire Splatoon line was like in shock. And my friend was like, "That was Reggie. You just bowled over Reggie." And I was like, "Reggie's here? Where?" And they were like, "Oh my god, you just bowled over Reggie." And I saw like the 5 stages of grief like happen on his face. How did you even get through his bodyguards? How did you do that? And I was like, I don't know what happened. It was so funny. They didn't let me live it down for like a while. I think I have like a Tumblr ask that I never answered where they mentioned that. And after I got out of the Splatoon line after waiting for 3 hours, no kidding, that's like all I did the entire weekend. Just sit in the line for 3 hours, play a game for 5 minutes, go back. um, But I turn the corner to leave, and there's Reggie again, and I bump into him like head on, just boom. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, like freaking out. And basically he went Reginator on me, like his eyes lit up with lasers and just obliterated me. And I respawned. No, I don't quite remember his reaction. He didn't seem upset with me, but he didn't seem impressed either. Cause again, I was like some wacko in a Splatoon cosplay, wandering around like an idiot, bumping into him not once but twice now. And it was in the same day too, so it was really funny. But yeah, so I bowled over Reggie, got obliterated, and Mr. Nogami basically said that my character's a canon. So yeah, that's my story.